we won't relent. It's our intent to bring them into custody.
Well, as you can see today, I'm decked out in my blue because I'm in full support of the JCF. I think the conversation in the country needs to be balanced. Obviously, the JCF's increased activities in interdicting criminals and in dealing with the gangs would have caused a significant increase in the loss of life of those who challenge them. But I think the country should also understand that the gang warfare is at a level where we must respond and respond decisively. The impact of it is that it is not only people who are related in the gang activity that is impacted. There is the tragic murder of a 14-year-old girl just going to the shop to get something and is caught up in gang warfare. She has nothing to do with it. She's totally innocent. She's looking forward to the rest of her life like any other Jamaican, only to have her life taken by criminals involved in gang warfare. That side of the story needs to be focused on, and Jamaicans should put their support behind the police to actually finally bring an end to the gangs. Gangs contribute 80% of murders in this country. And if we are able to eliminate, undermine, and eradicate the gangs, our murder rates would fall to below the regional average.
So the impact is real. We have recovered in St. Andrews South since the start of the year 104 firearms.
104.
These are weapons to kill, to maim, to disrupt the livelihood of residents. And so it is real. What we face out there are individuals who are willing to take on law enforcement, who are willing to fire at will. But we're resolute. We are resilient, and we are trained, equipped to treat with same, and we are and will continue to serve.
I am satisfied that the leadership of the police force is implementing faithfully, and we have seen that police officers who have gone outside the use of force policy
have been dealt with.
They have been dealt with, they have been disciplined, and they have been interdicted.
Absolutely.
Once that is the case, the entire Jamaica should put their support behind the efforts of the police. We are at an inflection point.
Absolutely.
If we continue on this path, respecting the human rights of the citizens, protecting the innocent citizens, and supporting the victims, we will be able to once and for all break this 40-year cycle of spiraling murders. We are going to finally break the gangs with your support.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Let me start with national security. For the last 3 months, violent crime, in particular murders, have been trending down. Now, bear in mind, the government has been in office for 9 years. That's 108 months. And out of the 108 months, they can only talk about 3 months. But why is those 3 months showing substantial reduction? Because the police are pursuing a strategy that the commissioner refers to as focused deterrence. This is not net fishing. This is spear fishing, targeting those who produce the most violence. This is what the PNP has been saying for the last 7 or 8 years. And Andrew Holness preferred to stand up at a podium and declare state of emergency after state of emergency, with his flanked by his generals like a wannabe tyrant. Like a wannabe tyrant. What was the result for the last 8 years? Murders increased 25% in this country. 2,300 more Jamaicans were murdered because of this foolish pursuit of Andrew Holness. The figures will show more Jamaicans have been murdered under his leadership than under any two terms in the history of Jamaica. This man should be hanging his head in shame. That is why I am saying he's not only playing the fool and playing the clown, but he has played with the lives of Jamaican people, and that is a shame and disgrace. And he must never be given a chance to go back to Jamaica House. For years, we have been begging him. Not only was the serial and routine use of states of emergency unconstitutional based on our advice by learned King's Council, but it was ineffective, totally ineffective. And it's not until the People's National Party stopped supporting the extensions in the Senate. It's not until we took them to court and others took them to court and start whittling away at that foolish pursuit that they have eventually abandoned it. And in the 2 years that they have abandoned it, the first year, murders came back down to the level that they inherited it. Not even below. You hear them talking about percentage. Percentage talking about coming down last year is like a man stab you with a 6-inch blade and him pull out back 2-inch. You're not going to thank him for that. This year, the first year, we're seeing real reductions, and it has nothing to do with Andrew Holness and the Labour Party. So that is one thing to show you that not only is not playing chess, he has played with the lives of Jamaicans, and they have lost 2,300 unnecessary lives under his leadership. The worst performance of any prime minister, not just in history, but I am prophesying in the history of this country for all times. The worst prime minister when it comes to crime.